The Zombie Diaries is a British found footage entry in the zombie genre that initially follows a TV crew during the beginning stages of a zombie outbreak. Eventually, though, the story starts drifting in time in order to develop a twist ending, and that ends up wrecking what otherwise could have been an interesting take on the whole zombie narrative. At first, it pretty much makes sense why everything is being filmed, but as the story begins to jump around in time, credible reasons for this footage existing go right out the window. I know it's a stretch in many films like this, Cloverfield for example, but at least that film managed to make it work, whereas the Zombie Diaries just blows it for the sake of their big dramatic and unnecessary twist. I liked a lot of this film and what it was trying to do, but sadly it just goes downhill as it plays out. I want to recommend parts of it, and it's short, so maybe give it a look if you've run out of other zombie movies to watch. Speaking of other zombie movies to watch, Dance of the Dead is a schizophrenic little zombie film featuring a group of high school kids whose school has the unfortunate double whammy of being located next to both a cemetery and a nuclear power plant. What you're thinking is going to happen does happen, as zombies literally start exploding out of the ground, which admittedly is pretty damn cool. It's all presented mostly tongue-in-cheek, but to be honest, I liked this more as the silly little high school comedy it was before it turned into the zombie movie. The stuff that follows after the plot presents itself isn't terrible, it's just somewhat predictable and familiar, when before that you had no idea what kind of movie this was going to be tonally. Again, kind of a toss-up. Maybe you should watch it. You need to have a little patience with 1987's The Video Dead if you're going to get much enjoyment from it. Basically, it's a labor of love where everyone would get together on weekends and make as much as they could before the actual work week started. And it's a bizarro take on the zombie rules we all know so well by now. More on that in a moment, but first let's establish this universe. A spooky television is delivered by accident to a residential neighborhood instead of the Institute for the Studies of the Occult. That's a simple mistake.
TV? Who the hell would send me a TV? I don't even watch TV.
The TV turns out to be a portal for zombies to enter the real world, which they then do. The guy who signed for the TV ends up biting it, and 3 months later, someone else moves into the house.
So what about you? What are you up to?
Well, I start my first semester at the university the first of next month.
You got in. Great. What's your major?
Aerobics.
Aerobics?
Yeah. You know, aerobics.
You can't major in aerobics.
The TV was left behind in the attic, of course, and now it contains an evil temptress. Also, the previously escaped zombies are still on the loose. That's when this dude shows up looking for the TV and then joins forces with the kids to hunt the zombies down. From there it becomes the weird adventures of middle-aged cowboy and 30-year-old teenager. The zombie rules in this thing, they're weird, they're bizarre, like zombies don't like looking at themselves in mirrors.
The reason for the mares is simple. The dead can't stand to look at themselves. Same goes for when a living person come up against one of them. When the living person shows fear, it all comes home again. But they're different. All they want to do is kill the only thing they can never be. The living.
But what if a person could keep from showing fear? Wouldn't he be safe?
Keep from showing fear? Only two ways of doing them in. At least as far as I know. First is to trap them in a place from which there's absolutely no escape. Then they go crazy. Eat themselves.
So yeah, all that. But zombies also have a sense of humor? They just love a good gag, I guess. Also, immediately fainting seems to be an appropriate zombie fighting technique. Throws them right off. The Video Dead is creatively goofy. It's low budget is obvious, but you can see the filmmakers trying their best, and it's appreciated. If you're looking for something serious, The Video Dead isn't it. But since it's basically an extra feature on another title's Shout Factory Blu-ray, it might be worth a viewing.
What the hell is wrong with you, boy?
Jesus Christ. Don't you ever sneak up on me like that again.
I didn't sneak up on you, boy.
You sneak up on me like that again, you know what's gonna happen to you?
No, boy. You tell me.
Death and destruction.
Okay, boy. Whatever you say.